Okay, we are going to do a video tour today of Adrienne's Sprinter van. Let's see if she's home. I think she is. I hear the door being recognized.
Come on in.
All right. Hello, everybody.
That's the welcoming committee.
Hello. This is Adrienne.
Hi.
She is the owner of the Sprinter van, and she is going to give us a wonderful tour. So,
Welcome to Beans.
all right, this is Beans. Go ahead. You want to start out here, or?
Sure, we'll start outside. Keep the heat in.
We got Granny Vanny over there, Angela over there, Xanadu. We're doing
baby.
and baby. Look at baby.
And Shadow is the greeting company.
Yes, Shadow is the
Shadow,
green.
what are you eating? Oh, you bad dog.
Okay.
So this is all solar electric. So you'll notice as you walk around the outside of the van, there's no cutouts or anything. So it's fairly stealth, other than the fact that we have this fiberglass fairing here to hide a lot of stuff. So the windows all louver out, which means I can leave my windows open in the rain, which is really good. And if you looked at the inside, you see a lot of dog snot.
Dog art.
Dog art, yeah.
Oh, and its name is right here.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it has its logo on it.
The company does that for her, she says.
Yeah,
when she had
the
it.
outfitter that did it is Advanced RV. They're out of Willoughby, Ohio. And they only do Sprinter vans. They'll do the 4x4 Sprinter vans. They'll do the extended length. They'll do the shorties like this. Standard cargo doors. So there's nothing fancy here, but backup camera is very unobtrusive. It's down here. And step bumper, because I'm under 5 feet. It makes me, I can get up and get inside the back, which is nice. So I have a platform bed in there, and all my storage is underneath. So
Fantastic.
again, when you come around this side, which is normally where all your services are, normally on this side of the van is where you have, you know, your pump out and everything. So as you can see, there's nothing to see.
Mm-hmm.
So
Clean lines.
what they did is hid it under the fairing, and everything's under here.
So you have an electric hookup just like everyone, and
Well, my electric hookup's actually under the bumper in the rear. But I have a macerator. Even though I only have a gray tank, I don't have a black tank because I have a composting toilet. And we can see that inside in a few. But, and then they put dualies on the backs to give, you know, the added cargo capacity. So, you know, carry the additional weight. The Mercedes van has a higher cargo capacity and costs like $12,000 cheaper than the comparable Ford with the greater cargo capacity. So go with the Mercedes.
now is this a diesel or a
This
gas
is diesel.
engine?
This is diesel. This one in particular is a 4-cylinder turbo diesel, and it has 7-speed overdrive transmission. So I'm getting about 23 miles to the gallon on the highway and 18 around town.
Now what about maintenance? Is there a different maintenance schedule for a diesel engine? Was that difficult to learn?
Actually, it's very simple. The thing is highly computerized, so it actually tells you when you're due for service, but it's about every 20,000 miles.
Oh, that's not bad.
So it's not bad at all. Now, while it's under warranty, obviously Mercedes has to do the maintenance.
Mm-hmm. Of
And
course.
Sprinters are a little more expensive. There's 2 services. There's an A service and a B service. The A service was around 600. I had a front end alignment done, so mine ran around 600. The B service, my understanding, is going to run around 1,000 to 1,200. So that's the big service where they do everything. I guess they do some other additional things besides
Wow.
checking the brakes and tires and all that stuff. I guess they do some other work. I'm not sure what it all entails. I haven't really read the manual that deep. I'm really bad about that.
It's a lot.
So, but it tells you. And then this has air ride on it. So the VB air suspension tag that you see on the window there, this does have air ride, which really helps in the back, because I mean, this is a cargo van. I mean, Sprinters are cargo vans, and they ride and drive like trucks to a certain extent. I mean, they're noisy, even with all the insulation in here, it's still fairly noisy. That's the heat you hear.
But it's probably strong enough that you could tow something.
Yes, this will tow quite a bit. I think it's 20,000 pounds towing capacity. But you know, it is a several tons worth of fan here. So so then the heat that you hear running down here, that's the exhaust for the heat. This has S-bar heating. The S-bar heating, the little unit is up under here, and it's about this big. It's about the size of a cigarette pack, a little bigger than a cigarette pack. And it runs off your diesel. So it's diesel fired heat and hot water, which is really nice. And it gives you an option to, when you're plugged in at a campground, to actually run it off of the electric instead of, it has an electric element instead of using the diesel. So save you a little diesel, because diesel's not cheap. So 2 seat belts only, you know, passenger and driver. And ignore my stuff in there.
And tell about the stuff in your window.
Well, my boyfriend gave me the pink fuzzy dice. That started it when I got the van, and that was my first gift. And I already had the Opus doll, and I had all these Mardi Gras bees, and he said, well, you know, let's keep Opus and we'll shove him in there as I was tossing things and, you know, downsizing. So
love the big fall leaf in the front.
Yeah, he just gave that to me as we went for a walk.
So
my first trip alone, my first big trip alone was last year, or this past spring. He had to stay with his family in Jacksonville, Florida. So I went and toured Florida by myself. And one of the places I stopped was Homahassa Springs, which is where the manatee winter. And so you go through the gift shop, and I bought myself this little pink flamingo to keep the pink theme going in the, and I bought him the manatee. So so it's growing. Yeah, I have a GoPro for a dash cam. So you know, I do keep track of that, and then you know, we've picked up little things like the moose and the zebra that's hanging from the rearview mirror. You know, so we just keep adding little pink things, and I hate pink, which is really funny. I really hate pink.
Not your favorite color?
Not my. It's right at the bottom of the list.
You've got a theme going.
So, but you know, yeah, he started with the pink fuzzy dice. I have to keep the theme, and until he gets to the point where I can't see out and drive safely, then I'll stop.
okay.
Come on in.
All right.
Do I have all the ducks? Come on, baby. So the kitchen starts here, actually. I have a pass-through cabinet here, so I keep my, you know, picnic stuff. So I have cups, paper plates.
So you can get at it
I
from
can
both
smell
sides
sides.
or inside.
Right, you know, my placemats, so I can put them at the picnic table, or I could. Come on, let's go in the van.
Oh, I
Come on,
like
Huggies.
this.
Come on.
Yeah, this is where I'm keeping track. Come on, in the van. Let's go. Come on,
Let
you
you get
guys.
in the van, guys, while we
Come on,
look at
Shadow.
this.
Come on, in.
She's got her map on the
Here we go.
insert here.
There we are.
So, and then I have a screen door. So this is the no-seam screen for the kitchen, and then the screen door.
Oh,
fabulous.
that's nice. That way you can have fresh air, but
Right,
no
and then
bugs.
I can open up. I have the back door, cargo doors open up, and I have a roll-up screen that zips in, so I can actually have those cargo doors all the way open, because you know they open all the way back against the sides, and so yeah, excuse me, I could do that. Now here's the fun thing. I have no outside lights, and when you're in a place like this, you know, it's very dark at night, but I can hit a button here and it lights up the handle, and I have a button in here and it lights up this panel. So now I have a lit entranceway, so I'm not disturbing my neighbors with outside porch lights, but
But you're not going to kill yourself going
right.
in. That's now. Am I mistaken? Or do we have a marble countertop in our RV?
This is actually composite.
Okay, I was thinking this is pretty fancy.
It is very fancy. This is a glampy unit, very glampy. And I also went with black for my interior.
What do you think?
Well, I have 2 big black dogs. First of all, it keeps the dirt down. Shadow, in the van, please. Come on, honey. Come on. Let's go. It keeps down the dirt, and you'll see there's a lot of dog hair rolling around here, so I apologize for the muck. But
Most of us
It
have
makes it-
dogs, so we totally understand that one.
But I find that having the dark interior makes it bigger. When you're inside and it's a rainy day, it opens up the van and makes it bigger. So when you're stuck inside, it feels bigger. So come on in.
All right, go ahead, you guys.
Take your video. I'll check it out after you get your video.
All right.
So the dining room is here. Excuse me. This dining room seat lifts up and has storage for the dog food, so the dogs can't get at it. So that's
Very
hidden storage.
nice.
Shadow in the back. Come on. And then the dining room table is here, and that slides out and unfolds, and then it retracts back. So
Right in there.
yep.
Very good.
So there's the. I use it as a storage shelf too when it's retracted.
Fantastic.
So that's that. Fridge freezer. The fridge and freezer are 12-volt compressor style, so they're like household refrigerators. They run off a compressor, but they run 12-volt. So again, excuse me, no propane, and I can run it. It runs all the time. I don't have to turn it off or worry about it when I'm traveling. Convection microwave. I have 600 amp hours of lithium ion batteries in the basement, so I can leave my electric on in here all the time without being plugged in. And then I have 440 watts of solar on the roof. 420 watts.
Fantastic.
So yeah, and then everything's controlled through the panel here. So it's all push button. Makes it real easy to see. I can see my state of charge, if I'm, my inverter's on, and I can turn my inverter off just with a push button to watch things. And I can, through that, when the inverter's off, I can see if my solar's bringing in anything additional over my parasitic draw. Water, again, I only have a fresh water and a gray water tank because I have a composting toilet. No black tank. Autofill is, I can hook up my hose and fill up my tank, and that's the autofill. I don't have to use gravity to fill it. This is how I control my air conditioning and heating. It's all one panel, and this will monitor the temperature of the van in the back here and either put on the heat or the air conditioning as needed. So I can maintain a perfect temperature range all the time without any extra input on my part. And I have other little things I can do. I can look at my refrigerator, make sure I'm not freezing my refrigerator or defrosting my freezer.
Wow.
And I can also check my battery. I really don't have batteries. I have individual lithium-ion cells, so I can look at each cell and at its temperature and state of charge to make sure it's doing all right. And then I have a heater pack to make sure that because lithium ions work at a very narrow temperature range to be healthy. So I have a heater pack to keep them above 40 degrees, which is optimal. And then also, same with my water, I have a tank heater. So this is good for winter camping.
Wow.
So that keeps glycol circulating around all my tanks and pipes.
Fantastic.
So that's kind of the...
Ooh, very high tech.
So then, yeah, my kitchen. Sorry, it's messy. I still have to wash dishes from this morning and last night. Again, I have outlets, throughout for AC. Like, my coffee pot and stuff.
Yeah, very nice. Love the counter too.
Thank you. And then
Love
I have,
the cabinets.
I have under counter lighting throughout. With strip LEDs, and then I have 2 different types of overhead lighting. I have pot lights in the center, and those are cool color, so they're blue. And then I have perimeter lighting that I made into warm, so that I can play with my ambient lighting and make it the temperature. So like today it's cold, so I only put the perimeter lighting on, which is the warm lighting, and with that and the heat, it tends to make it feel a little warmer in here. It plays that game with your eyes.
Look at all the storage up along.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of storage in here. It's really very intelligently designed.
It is.
And then again, the platform bed, which is where the dogs live. And my boyfriend, say hi, Wayne.
Hello.
There's Wayne.
So, I have storage in the front and those are the bins for my yarn, for my knitting. And then this is the wet bath right here.
Okay.
So I use the wet bath door as my hanging room because I don't have any closet space. Because this is the shorter. And then if we go in here, let's see if I can swing this door all the way
Swing the
out.
door around.
So, and again, I apologize for the mess in the
Hey,
floor because
it's-
we're not
it's-
using the shower right now, so it's full of dog hair.
Van life.
So I do have a sink and a shower, so it is a wet bath. I have a medicine cabinet, nice skylight,
Down there.
and I'll put some lights on for you.
Very nice. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, so it lights up really bright,
Composting.
and then a composting toilet. That's the Nature's Head.
Very nice. Hi. All right, I'm going to slide by.
Hi, you guys. You want to be in the video?
That's
You're
all the
very,
doggies.
Very
Yeah.
handsome.
Yeah, this is Trish.
Look at you, happy there.
Yeah, Shadow's chewing on his bone. He's a happy boy.
So adorable.
Yeah, they're good doggies. And a baby.
All right.
So that's pretty much the tour there.
Well, it's outstanding. I love all this. Would you show how, demonstrate the push locks on the cabinets?
Sure.
This is
So
just
these are
amazing.
nice because they lock very nicely. You just push them in, and that gives you your handle to pull up. As you can see, that's my pantry.
Yes.
So that's all, you know,
And
since
look
it's
how
dry
they
goods,
stay.
yeah, it stays and packs nicely in these you buy these rice packets.
Mm-hmm.
Do it this way, it's easier. And then I save these square cans because they pack real nicely,
Mm-hmm.
and just reuse them, and they stack in here and fill up the space, so there's no wasted space that way in these cabinets.
Very, very good. It is outstanding and beautiful. You have
Yeah.
a wonderful home.
Well, thank you.
And we
I
have
love it.
enjoyed touring it.
Well, thank you.
All right.